Welcome to DB Vass's TV. Today we have some arts and crafts tips. Specifically, we're looking at some of my favourite types of permanent black marker pens. We're starting with the classic Sharpie Fine Point. Now, fresh out of the packet, it has a nice, thin, precise nib that draws quite a thin line, although the nib does wear rather quickly and the line will become a bit fatter. Next up is a classic Pantone Trier marker pen with 3 nibs in all. At one end it has a traditional chisel tip. This one has almost run out, it's about 20 years old, as you can see. And at the other end, a fine point, similar in width to the Sharpie. That one still works. And underneath that, the ultra fine nib, which, because this one is so old, has actually dried up. Never mind. It was good on all 3 nibs when it was brand new. Next up is the Beryl Tough Point marker. Here we have the bullet tip. It's also available with a chisel tip, and it really does live up to its name. A very hard and long-lasting nib, and makes a nice thick black line. Now, if you're after a wide chisel tip marker, an alternative to the Beryl Tough Point would be the Sharpie W10. Not quite as hard wearing as the Beryl, but more widely available and slightly cheaper as well. And this makes a nice thick chisel tip line. I can also do thin squiggles like that. Now, if none of the previous recommendations are quite big enough for the job at hand, have a look at the Pentel M180 chisel point marker pen. It's a monster of a marker. It's got a huge chisel point and will be big enough to cover up just about anything you want. So let's have a look at some marker pens in action. You might want to reuse some packaging with address labels on if you've sold something on eBay and want to reuse a Jiffy bag or an Amazon box. You want to get rid of the existing details on the old labels. You could scribble them out with a Sharpie or one of the chisel tips, like so. But if you use a big fat marker like the M180, it's much quicker and does a much better job. Like that. So that's a handy top tip. Job done. And I hope you found that useful. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look at some of my favourite permanent black marker pens and what you can do with them. Tune in again to DB Vass's TV, and thanks for watching.